Today, it's my pleasure to present David and Teng Ying, who are project members of the team. David and Teng Ying, welcome to the show today. How are you guys doing?
Hello, Tom. Great.
Hey Tom, good. How are you?
Doing fine as well. Looking forward to talking with you guys. I've actually been tinkering around with the platform a little bit, so I'm excited to speak with a project that I've actually have some experience myself using the project. So why don't we start with why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves? Maybe we can start with David.
Cool. Yeah, hello, everyone. My name is David, and I'm co-founder of Lootex. So actually, I'm a crypto holder and the app builder for a very long time. And so I also have like more than 8 years of experience in startups and building new product. So everything, new tech and new stuff, I always feel very interested. And so I was highly inspired by the crypto kitties back in 2018. That I believe that the blockchain technology really gives the gamers its true ownership. So we think it's very um, in the future games, it will be highly likely to adopt. So that's why we co-found Lootex, this platform, and keep building stuff until now. And happy to see you all.
Great. And Tenyin, let's get a little bit to hear about yourself. What can you tell us about yourself?
All right, thank you, Tom. Hey guys, I'm Tenying Yu. I'm the marketing director for Lootex. There are great talented people working with me on the community part, PR, and then also the content creation. So I'm relatively new to the crypto space. No, I'm relatively newbie to this space. I joined the Lootex since about the same time last year, uh, April of last year. Before joining the crypto, this industry, I was in the gaming industry for 15 years. Well, I was with Blizzard Entertainment. I was a
Mm,
producer for StarCraft 2: Wings of Liberty, for 3 years, and then I moved to Taiwan, and I was doing most of the operation project manager, and then later on publishing project manager. And um, the reason I joined in, the crypto and joining Lootex was about the same time last year, when people were crazy about the hash mask, crazy about the NBA Top Shot. I figured at the time I was like, I can see this
mhm.
NFTs actually have a real usage, real purpose. Because I really didn't get into it much before. So because I love gaming, I've been a gamer all my life, and I know the founder Justine and David, and I see their vision of Lootex, and I believe in them, so I kind of decide to join the team.
Got it. Yeah, I appreciate the fact that the leadership team is working on something that they're very passionate about, especially for people that were gamers before. I mean, Lutex lends itself to accommodate everything that's happening in the industry related to gaming. But let's jump to the vision of the project, right? What do you feel like is the ultimate vision of the Lutex marketplace?
Yeah, that's a great question. At early times, we always imagine that Lootex is the unique place for gamers. Like, other than CryptoKitties, there's a movie highly inspired us. It's called Ready Player One. There
Mm,
was a scene
yes.
that the main character shopping around a game shop, and I think he saw a very legendary weapon, and he just like do some few click or gesture, and super easy, and he just bought the items in his backpack. So I think the vision for Lootex is to become the best game shop in Metaverse. So that's one vision that we have. And most importantly, when the GameFi has a rise and NFT, the true ownership, the concept rise, when the GameFi is the new game, I think the Lootex is the new Steam. So but being more focused on in-game items. So that's what I thought.
Got it. Like a shopping mall for NFT items. I actually
Yeah,
purchased a few things yesterday to test it out, so I'll give it my approval that everything is working there.
exactly.
Um, what do you guys feel like? Because obviously, as a user, I just investigated a particular page that I was looking for. But what would you say are your core products for the Lootex platform?
Okay. Yeah, we have two core products right now. One is the game asset marketplace. People can, like yourself, you can browse, shop for the NFT that you like, and then buy it, or you can put your NFT on our marketplace for sale as well. We are striking to build our marketplace as much as like user friendly, and then because we sorted different game asset by the game genre, like RPG games, sci-fi, adventure, shooter games. So for you user looking for, hey, I want to play the crypto games about shooters, they can go to this different category and look for them. We already list about 500 games so
Mhm.
far. So you shouldn't have no problem looking for the more popular ones on our store right now. And then we're also for our game marketplace, we're also very interested in collaborating with the game studio to create like very special, unique Lootex theme items. Like recently, we're collaborating with Killbox. That's a first-person shooting game, and they created this gun. It's like AK-47 guns with
Mhm.
Lootex logo, Lootex thing on it. That looks fantastic. We also cooperate with Black Monster, which is like a monster collectible, like a Pokemon style of games, and then also created the trainer with Lootex hoodies. So we love to do this kind of cool stuff with different studio that kind of may appeal to our users as well. The other core product we have is the Launchpad. You know, we can help the game studios that are not so familiar with the blockchain technology. We work with them, get a game asset on, become an NFT, and we become their the first, the batch of the NFT for sale. And for the more experienced game studios, so obviously they have minted their NFT already, and then we can also expand their audience by showing their product on our Launchpad. Yeah, we're hoping to introduce crypto games to more the mass adoption, by getting more studios and more projects on board of our project Launchpad, and then just show the world like what they can do.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely think there's room for certain NFT marketplaces to be more focused on gaming. It just feels like a lot of the marketplaces out there seem to be like a little bit all over the place, and they want to have collectibles and they want this and that. So if it's a place that's more focused or has the spirit of the gamer, I think the market would welcome something like that. And you guys have already a product out, so everybody can go and see and check it out themselves for sure. Now, let's talk about the loot token. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the loot token and what its utility and why people should hold them?
Yeah. Yeah, so for Loot token that we're starting to planning like from the last year, and we think it as a very long-term plan. So we the first thought of from internal is that we discuss like 5 or 10 more years, what would be the best Web3 game asset platform looks like. And it turns out we feel that if we're building a new relationship with the platform and the users, that would be very, very interesting. So for instance, if the user could own a piece of this platform and participate in voting and making critical decisions, and then will become a stakeholder of even the revenue stream or deciding how much we take for the fees, then everything will be completely different than all the other platforms that existed. So we think it's a cool idea to issue our token as a pretty much governance and own a piece of Lootex platform's idea. So Loot token is stands for the people who like govern this platform and deciding the critical features that will build on our platform. So within these 2 or 3 years, in my perspective, is to decide how do we distribute the token to the people who really love games or really are consider themselves as gamers. So they will making more right decisions with us, and along the way ensure our Lootex vision as a metaverse game item shop. So in token space, we usually call if you do something good to the ecosystem, it's called mining. So mining means to Lootex is to like trade in-game items and like providing more game insight, ensure more insight, and do a lot of collections in game items that prove yourself as a gamer yourself. So in this way, we'll reward more our token to the token holders. So this is one way that we distribute it for more gamers to onboard and hold our loot tokens. So this is one thing, and we will continually airdrop more game tokens or starter packs of in-game items to them. So for them, there are a game asset that the gamers can really monetize. So this creates a good ecosystem that gamers buy loot tokens, and they have more game tokens as an airdrop, and also acquire a lot of early mint of the legendary game assets, so they also can monetize by themselves. So in this loop that we design loot token, we think it's a pretty good ecosystem to build up. And we also have a pretty much a lot of people in our Discord are highly participate into a lot of GameFi projects. So joining Lootex Discord equals you joining like hundreds of GameFi projects. You can have a latest news, the what's hot and what's new on Lootex is easy to discover. So that's why we wanted to the token holders to become us as a team member and build a new relationship between the platform and our users. Yeah.
Yes, I definitely think it's a useful use case to engage, especially those early adopters, because I feel like some people that are early to communities are very passionate about the project, and so far it's been hard to like get them very engaged. So it's good that you guys built into the Lootex token that capability of engaging those early users and to encourage them to participate on everything that's going on. On another question, I've been hearing a lot about Founders Badge, right? Maybe you guys can tell us more what this Founders Badge is and how to get one. What is a Founders Badge?
Right, I'm really excited about this feature. This is actually the first time, in the world we actually announcing the Founders Pack. The Medium post was just, went up about 30 minutes ago. So you guys have the first taste of the Founders Badge. David had to cover me up because I'm so new. I may not remember everything. So the Founders Badge is related to the Loot token, but it's more than the Loot token. At Lootex, we are all about building the ways to connect gamers with the in-game asset in the most convenient, user-friendly way. And we value the voice of each Lootezen, which is we call our community, our users. Like David mentioned earlier, we will introduce the Loot token in January this year to incentivize and encourage community participation as we build Lootex's future. But for those that went above and beyond and invest heavily in Lootex's vision, we want to recognize their commitment for the project. So that's where the Lootex Founders Badge coming in. This badge represents their commitment to Lootex. Only those who involve like building our path together will own this badge. And there are 3 levels to the Founders Badge. The premium one, which is the color purple, the top tier, which is color gold, and the standard tier, which is silver. And each wallet can only hold one Founders Badge, and the badges are not transferable. It's like soul bound. David, do you want to go over the functionality of the badge?
Just one question there. So at the end of the day, is it the Lootex leadership team that decides that somebody gets a badge, or is it something like an NFT that's also purchasable?
It's an NFT, but David, can you go over how to get one?
Sure. So first of all, it's very, very limited that we intentionally have 3 grade level of the founders badge. And there's only one way to participate and get those founder badge by participate into our staking and lock-in program. So that's the only way. Even in our team member, our staff cannot get a founder's badge for free. They have to purchase enough of the Loot token and then go to our staking page and lock for one more year, more than 1 year, at a more than certain amount. So it's not a very big amount that you just have to purchase more than 1,000 Loot token and willing to stake over 1 year, and then you have you guarantee to get a founder's badge, but in different grades. If you are more into GameFi project and more as a huge investor, you might buy like 10K of the Loot token and stake more than 1 year, and you got the best grade of the founder's badge. So that's intentionally we have a purple one. We stands for the best gamers. You invested a lot of GameFi asset, and it will for the functionality that the top tiers founders badge will have a lot of raffle tickets on the incoming GameFi assets launched on Lootex. So you got really higher chance to get a more expensive and more legendary game asset with the founder badge itself. So it works very fair that before April 24th, if you meet the criterion with these 2 kind of badge, you could definitely ensure you to get a founder badge and to represent that you are participating the evolution of gaming in a very early times. Yeah.
Got it. Yes, appreciated that there's something again to reward those early contributors. Now there's a question from the audience that's related to what I would like to ask you about next. So I'll put it on screen, and then I'll generalize the question, and maybe we can elaborate on that. But App Tech Earning is asking, staking NFTs are very hot right now. Do you think you will apply NFT technology to your products in the achieved future? And since this question is related to staking, I wanted to ask you guys to tell us more about the staking and locking mechanism.
Yeah. So answering the staking on NFTs, we call it as a NFT collection competition on our platform. So in the future, we might like monthly, we will have some campaign that if you bought a Star Atlas and if you bought Axie, you have a collection contest to complete, but you don't necessarily to have NFT stake into our contract. I think the only one reason that if we wanted you to stake your NFT is we wanted you to like lend your asset to other people to monetize more. So with the staking, you still could earn some like revenue like monetized by other gamers. So that's a great idea. We definitely put into our community's decision if we do this or not. And so for our staking and locking program that now we release on vault.inc. So if you go to the website at vault.inc, vault.inc, you will see a lot of GameFi projects already listed there, like Crypto Galaxy Fighter, and also for the famous game, the Crypto Unicorn, and also blockchain space. And a lot of guilds are also launch their staking protocol there. So if you see the staking page, you will also find Lootex. And so very interesting for this staking program is that once you stake like Loot, you have higher chance to not only get Loot token as reward. So for the future, we'll incoming more collaboration with the GameFi teams that we will do this like collaboration reward. So people who stake like blockchain space token and who stake like Crypto Unicorn tokens, they could still get some Loot tokens. So I think it's very interesting to announce the staking program with a lot of famous GameFi projects together.
Got it. Thanks for that. And up to the next question that we wanted to ask was actually also related to something similar that's being asked by the audience. So, app tech earning again. Wait, hold on a second. Having some difficulties here.
No worries.
AppTech Earning asks again, what's your main focus right now? Are you focused on the community or market exchange or the products? So this goes in hand with what we wanted to talk about. What are some, upcoming features that you guys have and upcoming features that we should expect from Lootex?
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, we're definitely really care about our community, and we right now our focus is really heavily focused on our product development. Because there are a lot of great competition out there. We want to make Lootex products stand out and be something really useful for providing a value to the end users. And then for the product development in the short term, we're expanding our language coverage to about like 12 language in the very near future, because we see this blockchain space is really a global space that we want everyone in the world to enjoy our product. So I think localization, speaking in their language, presenting UI in their language would be something that's very preferable. And then we'll also begin to support more blockchain, uh, different network such as Arbitron and Avalanche, and more to come in the future. And the other short term is we want to make our product more robust. It's more easier for people to use. For midterm, we want to kind of improve our UI UX experience, because we all know all the Web 3.0 isn't that very user friendly right now. A lot of product and services, so that's something we want to improve upon ourselves as well. We also want to build a tool set, maybe like a API or SDK for the Web 2 game companies to kind of bridge the gap between their technology and the new Web 3.0 technology, so they can bring their user and their product to the new crypto space. And then in the long term, we're already collaborating with a lot of big local studios. We'll do a lot of more game integration with them as well. So that's our kind of short term, mid term, long term product roadmap.
Got it. Appreciate the answer there. And then, guys, how about there were some questions submitted on Twitter that I think we can go over. People in Twitter, especially, were eager to send their questions for Lootex in particular. So I'll put one of the first. I need to give a little premise to this question, but Sinan D asked that most investors usually are focused on the short-term price and fluctuations of the token. At the end of the day, the question that he wants to know is if you could tell us on motivations and benefits for investors to hold the token in the long term. So I know we briefly touched about it again, but maybe we can help with a specific answer to this question.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great question that before I and do token planning, I was very nervous. And after the token launch, I try not to see the token price because it's not definitely related to our progress, like product development or business development or new collaboration. Sometimes it's just a bull market or the bear market makes the token price different. So in my opinion, if you see this in a very long-term way, Lootex has one biggest strength is that we have a lot of good relationship with the game companies. So the real business takes time. So I really agree about that. So a core team are really focusing on just product development and doing our product right and setting our vision right and putting our teams to be scalable and to global distribution. So this is the main focus on our team. But as investors, of course, you will ask, what's the long-term benefit? What do you evaluate your strength, or what's the possibility for success or earning, right? So in my opinion, is that we just bet on few single truths that Web3 games are still early And if
Mhm.
they're existing a game asset trading platform, that could be Lootex, and that could be really, really huge. So for example, that Roblox, they have more than 40 million daily active users for now. But if you see the GameFi project, they only have like 10K at the most, and the very
Mhm.
popular ones, they only have that 10K daily active users. So you see, we have still a lot of opportunities in different like region or different kind of games that will still have a lot of opportunity in long term. But if you see like in only short term, like you bought a loot token and it crashed because of the bear market, and you don't have a diamond hands, it's pretty dangerous for the investors to think short term. So
Yes.
as I say, I think the game sector is still early, and if you believe in this space, you should not only invest on Loot token, but also invest on a lot of GameFi tokens, GameFi related. That will downgrade your risk because at the end of the day, it still needs a platform like Lootex to let the players to easily trade their game assets. So I think that's my opinion to the investors. So in short, buy Loot token and also buy a lot of GameFi sector and
Yeah.
increase your belief in GameFi space.
And hodl, right? Don't give in to the temptation and emotional responses that can happen when when the whole market collapses every once in a while. It's very hard to hodl across those periods, but at the end of the day, history has shown that those have hodl through those periods are the ones that ended up being most highly rewarded.
Yeah, most important part, most best case is becoming a builder. Also, you will
Mm.
gain a lot. Yeah,
Yeah, and in this case, there is an opportunity to help out. I don't know necessarily with building Lootex, but be a participant
yeah.
in its development. Okay, another question here. So just thinking about the fact that there's other NFT markets around. Um, in Twitter, we had the question from Crypto Crun. What is Lutex's difference versus others, and how Lutex will be competitive with these other big platforms? So this will be addressing some of the top name competitors that I don't necessarily need to name right now. Just tell us.
Yeah, that's a good question, Tom. That's a question we can ask ourselves every day as well. Now, what can Lootex actually bring to the table, provide the value to the end user when there are other popular platforms that's kind of already established? Well, we think even though they are pretty popular already, but Lootex still have something to offer. We want to offer the actual trading experience, the information you get, the interaction you have with the items when you browsing the item on the platform. Because currently, a lot of the platform, what you do is, you select the filter by their meta by their different trade type, and then you see the items, collect the items you want to purchase. But imagine in RPG, crypto games, you're looking for like a item at level 5. When you're level up to level 5, you may do like filter search level 5 warrior one hand sword, and then there may be a bunch of items that you can choose from, maybe based on rarity, based on price. But we figure, as a user, you might need more information than that. You might want
Mhm.
to know, does this item drop from a particular mob from a particular zone? Or
Mhm.
you might want to know, maybe this item is working best with some of the talent spec. You might want to filter by all your own information or read out some information as well. And then also, like, maybe this item or this set of item is best for some encounters, like a fire mob or like a frost mob or something.
Yeah.
And also, like, how about like just this particular item, how has the pricing been, the trending on the marketplace? So we feel like this outside of the metadata information is what Lootex can really offer to the table. We would definitely need help from the community to maybe edit this part of the information, and then for other people to use and share. And us will be the platform that can providing that information as well. And then
Yeah.
also, I think like you mentioned earlier, Tom, like a lot of the popular platform, they tend to have, a lot of things like art, collection, collectibles, PFE projects, and some GameFi projects. And Lootex being really focused on just the game asset marketplace, that you're guaranteed when you come here, everything you see will be game related. You know, the people, the community you interact with, we'll be speaking the gamer language. We will talk about GameFi projects, and we also want to put more focus on from the game project's perspective. When you visit a game store on Lootex, we want to have more information about this particular game, this particular project. Like maybe we'll show like a game trailer that they have, the latest in-game seasonal promotion event that they have as well. Maybe even like a play button just on Lootex marketplace store that you can play a demo of that game, before you even buy the purchase the NFT yourself. So if you go to, even though they're popular platforms, but there's still many room for growth. There are many room for improvements. And because we play games very much, so we know what's lacking. We know we're not there yet, and we want to get to that point.
Yeah, that's what I was, kind of echoing to what we were talking about before. There is room for one that's specifically targeted to gamers. At least I've had the experience of like I'm looking. You know what? I want to try the market for this particular game, and then I go on some other ones, and you can tell that they're not at this time very specialized on that. So it's good to have a platform that's like your point of contact for gaming. You're a gamer, you check on this platform first, and you don't get like ads and buy these NFTs, that's collectibles or anything like that. This is purely games. And I do definitely think something that's very important that you mentioned it to be a focus is that searchability of items in games and how to know whether an item is good. And you guys clearly understand how important that is. So that's why, I at least I'm pretty excited about the project.
Thank you.
Sure. There's a very simple question here, because everybody obviously especially the ones watching want to have some loot, right? So the question that comes up is, can I play the game, any game or particular game, to earn loot? Is that a way in which somebody can earn loot?
Currently that's not how we design how you can get loot. But for us, we really want to build this platform as community driven. Our product will be really kind of cater to what the gaming community really needs. So we listen to our community's voice. So if there's overwhelming desire to make certain feature, implement certain feature, or make certain things happen, like for example, play a game to earn loot, sure, we'll definitely consider that.
Yeah, I want to address one thing more. In Web3, your address is exposed to us. If you play a lot of game, owning a lot of game asset, it's highly likely we will airdrop you some loot token to get you on board.
Gotcha. Okay, and then this next question that also comes from Twitter. I think we touched a little bit about it in the past, but maybe this time we can give like the elevator pitch answer. But people want to know what's the most ambitious goal of the project, and what is the ultimate vision that the project is trying to achieve within the cryptocurrency market.
Yeah, so my ambitious goal, Lootex's ambitious goal, is to be a most important platform to Web2 gamers onboarding to the Web3. So I think this is the key that, for the history, we see like Facebook use mini web games to get on board so many people. And I think in GameFi space, there's a lot of opportunity for like mobile game users, casual game users to easily get on board, like introduce some casual games from Lootex to make them on board. So I think that's still a lot of opportunity for us to do. And if you see a lot of features on Lootex is not new, it's just because there doesn't have the same features in Web3. Like if you play Diablo, StarCraft, there's a lot of third-party website, building a fancy information about the characters or game items, something like that. So Tom, just name one like Web2 games that you like. I will try to explain more.
Well, from the game 2, I've tried a bunch, but the one that I use for testing a lot is the Neon District game,
Okay, cool.
which you guys have in the platform already.
Yeah.
And speaking of one of the items that we talked about before, so if we look at this question, filters, Mike Jones, filters, please give us more filters. Well, it's clearly something that we touched upon earlier, that's going to be eventually, one of the big focuses of Lootex. Maybe could you guys talk to us and tell the community what the process is like for a game to create a page on Lootex, and maybe what people can do to suggest the adding of new filters, or do you work with a project for that? Let's talk about that process of how is a page set up on the Lootex platform.
Okay.
Yeah, on our website, we have the link for the game studio or game project to submit the request. They fill out a Google form that has a basic information like what their banner should look like, the game description, what the contract address is. Once we have that information, we get a basic store put together, and then we will work with the team like, hey, is this how you guys want to present yourself? Do you need to have different sub stores within the main store? Because a lot of games, they may have multiple contracts that's associated with the game. They may have a contract that's specific for monsters, one contract for your avatar, one contract for your equipment. And currently, I think a lot of the other platforms, they may not be able to combine those contracts, those collections into one big store. And that's what we can do is we have one master store and have a lot of sub store using different banners for people to kind of, okay, I'm in like Neon District right now. I can click on, I just want to show weapons, then we show the weapon store. Want to show that level 5 items, we bring them to the sub store for the level 5 items. And we work with the game studio to see their preference. If they don't have a preference, then sometimes we look at the product ourselves and we figure what would be the best way. If I'm the user myself, I'm the buyer myself, how should I categorize those informations to the best use of other people? Maybe the user friendly, the newbie pack, we have one category for that, one for more experience, or one for very rare top tier items. And as the buyers can, our community can also suggest that. We have Discord channel, and then we can also take a lot of suggestion from them as well.
Got it. Cool. And then another question from Twitter here. They want to talk a little bit about the partnerships in general. Do you have, well, the question is long, right? But maybe if you can elaborate on the Lootex partners, or do you have any particular partnership with a person or company that we would be surprised by and shocked, and maybe some upcoming potential partners that you guys are discussing with?
Yeah, we definitely have few like huge game studio are collaborating with us that we cannot reveal at this moment. And in general, Lootex is actually heavily invested in Metaverse and the land and asset itself. So most of the Metaverse, Lootex have some lands in it, and also HTC is also one of our close partners, and we're looking closely with their Metaverse projects. So they just recently announced a lot of news, and there were a lot of product lines and which are already collaborating with Lootex. And also the sandbox is obviously another one that we're building a lot of new experience on sandbox. So we believe that NFT is very crucial element in the Metaverse. So I think that's why we try to call ourselves that Lootex is a one-stop shop to gear up for the Metaverse.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. And then just a last thing, because I hear some excitement from some of the viewers regarding how to keep in touch and see the progress of the project. So maybe we can let them know a little bit if you guys have a Telegram group or a YouTube channel. How can they keep in touch with everything from you guys?
Awesome. Yeah, please join our Discord. Our Discord has the most information in it, and I think Twitter and website, we will provide the link later on.
Here's actually, we can put it on screen, but here is the Twitter account and the website where everybody can be directed and check upon all the news and updates about Lootex. So yeah, guys, I believe we have reached the end of the AMA. I feel like me and the community have already asked you a lot of questions, and we really appreciate all the responses and all how you guys were able to elaborate on everything that came up. I see that you guys sent the links, but I think best will be probably put it up on Twitter for you guys. One of the last things I want to say is that definitely appreciate you guys' background here on the videos and all the gear that you guys have. It looks very, very cool. And with that said, just thank you very much, guys, for being here, and hopefully we get to speak with you guys again in the future.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom. This is fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom, Sen, for having us. It's great to be here.
You're welcome. All pleasure.